Hello, I am Dr. Urjit Shah, Associate Professor of B.P. Poddar Institute of Management and Technology, Kolkata, India. Today, I will discuss about the fundamentals of digital image processing using MATLAB. First of all, we have to know what is an image. An image is a basically two-dimensional function f of xy, where x and y are spatial coordinates. Now, amplitude of the function at any pair of coordinates is actually the intensity of the image at that point. Now, a very common term, gray level. This is being used to refer the intensity of any monochrome image. Color images are formed by combination of individual two-dimensional images, and in RGB color system, a color image consists of three individual component images stacked one after another. Now an image that may be continuous with respect to x and y coordinates and also in amplitude. The coordinates as well as the amplitude should be digitized to convert such an image into digital form, because we are here in order to process the digital image. And digitizing the coordinate values is basically sampling. We all know the basic sampling mechanism. Now digitizing the amplitude values is basically quantization. So when x and y and the amplitude values of f are all finite discrete quantities, the image is digital image. That means we have to sample and quantize the analog or continuous value of an image in order to discretize or rather digitize it. Now we discuss about the coordinate conventions. Sampling and quantization produces a matrix of real numbers. If sampling of an image produces m rows and n columns, the image is of the size m cross n. Now image origin is normally defined to be at xy 0, 0. But we have to keep in mind in MATLAB image processing toolbox, the origin cannot be from 0, 0. It is defined as 1, 1. Instead of using xy, the toolbox of MATLAB uses the notation RC to indicate rows and columns respectively. As we are very familiar with MATLAB, we know that everything in MATLAB is represented in matrix notation. So a digital image that is also represented as a matrix in MATLAB. And you can find over here how it is being represented. The numbers within the brackets are representing the coordinates. Now the first thing comes, that is how we can read an image. Images are read into MATLAB environment using a function imread. What is the syntax? Syntax is shown over here. You have to write imread within parentheses. You have to write the file name along with the proper path. So here file name is a string containing the complete name of the image with its extension and, as I have mentioned, proper path. Example is given over here. I am taking any picture which is in C drive, the picture 172.jpg. Everything has to be clearly mentioned within single quote. Function size gives rows and column dimensions of an image. Example, size, if we write it like this as we have shown over here, then it will give how many rows and how many columns are there within the image. Now size function can be used in programming to determine automatically size of an image. But here we have to keep in mind, we have to write the syntax as we have shown over here. Within square parentheses, we have to write mn. This mn can be anything. Here we have just taken mn. It is not that mn is the only option. You can write anything. Anyway, but you have to keep two spaces where you can store the number of rows and columns respectively. Now, whose function displays additional information, for example, name, size, bytes, class, and grand total of elements about the array. For your ready reference, I have shown over here some popular image graphics format supported by ImRead and ImWrite. As you can see, their formats TIFF, JPEG, GIF, BMP, PNG, XWD all are recognized formats for image processing toolbox in MATLAB. Now, after reading the image, how can we display the image? That is a very important concept. So, images are displayed by using the function imshow available in IPT or image processing toolbox of MATLAB. What is the syntax? Syntax I have shown over here, imshow f, g. What is f? F is an image array which you have already read with imread function, and g is the number of intensity levels used to display it. If you do not give g, then by default it is taken as 256 levels. Syntax imshow f within square bracket low high you can find over here as it is shown. It will display as black all values less than or equal to low, and as white all values greater than or equal to high. Values in between low and high, as you have specified, are displayed as intermediate intensity levels, and that will be by the default number of levels. If we do not specify within square bracket anything, as I have shown over here, then it will set variable low to the minimum value of array f and high to its maximum value. This form of imshow is useful for displaying images that have a low dynamic range or that have positive and as well as negative values. And to know some other functions also, like function pixval, it will display a cursor overlaid on the image. As the cursor is moved with the mouse, the coordinates of the cursor position and the corresponding intensity values of individual pixels are displayed below the figure window. What is the syntax? It's simple. Just write pixval. If the left button on the mouse is clicked and then held pressed, pixval displays the Euclidean distance between the initial and current cursor location. If more than one image is to be displayed, then the syntax will be like this: imshow f, figure imshow g. After reading and displaying the image, now we want to write an image. So images may be written to disk using function imwrite. What is the syntax? Syntax is simple: imwrite within bracket f, the file name you want to specify. File name must include a recognized file format extension, as I have already shown in the previous slides. What are the recognized formats? So any format you can use over here. Alternatively, the desired format can be specified explicitly with a third input argument, like imwrite f, the path we have specified C:/picture172, and as a third argument we are giving TIF, that is the format which we want to specify. Or alternatively, simply we can write like this: imwrite f, C:/picture172.tif. Both will perform the same function. If file name does not contain any path information, then imwrite saves the file in the current working directory. More general imwrite syntax applicable only to JPEG images is imwrite f, file name with the proper extension of JPG, then the quality, and finally an integer value which is specified by Q. So what is the integer value? It may be anything between 0 and 100. The lower the number, the higher the degradation due to JPEG compression. Some example we can show over here, like imwrite, we have written f, the entire picture path and the picture name with JPG extension, and we have written quality and written 75. This 75 can be anything, as I have already mentioned, between 0 and 100. To obtain other image file details, we may use the function imfinfo. Syntax is imfinfo file name, and example I have shown over here. What you get when you write imfinfo? These are the things which you can get. You can see the file name, the modified date, file size, format version, width, height, bit depth, color type, format signature, number of samples, coding method, coding process, and a comment. Here file size is in bytes. Number of bytes in original image is computed simply by multiplying width by height by bit depth and dividing the result by 8. So result is 532900. Dividing this by the file size gives the compression ratio. Here we are getting it as 62.47. Information fields displayed by imfinfo can be captured into a structure variable. This may be used for subsequent computations. Example we have shown over here how it is written. An information generated by imfinfo is appended to the structure variable by means of fields separated from p by a dot. For example, image height is stored in structure fields p.height. Image bytes, example I have given, p.width multiplied by p.height multiplied by p.bitdepth divided by 8. So compressed bytes is p.file size and compression ratio, as I have already shown, image bytes divided by compressed bytes, and the compression ratio is being displayed. Now we go for a more general imwrite syntax applicable only to TIF images, and it has the form imwrite within first bracket G, comma, the file name with the proper extension, comma, the compression within single quote, comma, parameter, resolution, column resolution, row resolution, colores and row res. Here parameter can have one of the principal values. None indicates no compression. Pack bits indicates pack bits compression, the default for non-binary images. CCITT indicates CCITT compression, the default for binary images. The 1x2 array colores and row res contains two integers that give the column resolution and row resolution in dots per unit. The default values are 72 and 72. If the image dimensions are in inches, colores is the number of dots or pixels per inch, that is DPI, in the vertical direction, and similarly for row res in the horizontal direction we can get it. Specifying the resolution by a single scalar res is equivalent to writing res, that is for row and column. Now we want to export an image. So contents of a figure window can be exported to disk in two ways. Use file pull down menu in the figure window and then choose export. With this option, the user can select a location, file name and format. More control over export parameters is obtained by using print command. How? Print -f number -d file format -r res number file name. Here number or NO refers to the figure number in the figure window of interest. File format refers to one of the file formats supported by MATLAB. Already we have shown it. Res number is the resolution in DPI. File name is the name we wish to assign the file. And if we simply type print at the prompt, MATLAB prints to the default printer the contents of the last figure window being displayed. These are the data classes specified in MATLAB. The values of pixels are not restricted to the integers in MATLAB. The table by the side lists the various data classes supported by MATLAB and IPT for representing the pixel values. You can see over here just what are the names: double, unsigned integer 8, unsigned integer 16, unsigned integer 32, signed integer 8, signed integer 16, signed integer 32, then single, char, logical. These are all the data classes. Numeric computations in MATLAB are done using double quantities. Thus, this is a frequent data class used in image processing applications. Class unsigned integer 8 is also used frequently, especially when reading data from storage devices. A character string is merely a 1 cross n array of characters. Logical arrays are created by using functions logical or by using relational operations or operators. What are the different image types being supported? IPT or Image Processing Toolbox in MATLAB supports 4 types of images: the intensity images, the binary images, the indexed images, and RGB images. Most monochrome image processing operations are carried out using binary or intensity images. What is intensity image? Intensity image is basically a data matrix whose values have been scaled to represent intensities only. If the elements of an intensity image are of class unsigned integer 8 or class unsigned integer 16, they have integer values in the range 0 to 255 and 0 to 65535 respectively. If the image is of class double, the values are floating point numbers. By convention, values of scaled class double intensity images are in the range 0 to 1. So what is binary image? Binary image is a logical array of zeros and ones. Hence, an array of zeros and ones whose values are of data class, say unsigned integer 8, is not considered a binary image in MATLAB. A numerical array is converted to binary using function logical. If A is numeric array consisting of zeros and ones, we create a logical array B using the following statement: B equal to logical A. If A contains elements other than zeros and ones, then logical function, as we have already discussed, it will convert all the non-zero quantities to logical ones and entries with value 0 to logical zeros. To test if an array is logical, we use the isLogical function. A very simple syntax: is logical C. If C is logical array, the function will return value of 1, otherwise it returns 0. In general, we refer to an image as being a data class image type image. For example, a statement discussing an uint8 intensity image is referring to an intensity image whose pixels are of data class uint8. Some functions in IPT support all data classes, while others are very specific as to what is a valid class. For example, the pixels in a binary image can be only of data class logical. With this, we come to an end with the part 1 of this module of digital image processing fundamentals using MATLAB. Thank you for your patience.